Hello everyone. In today's video, I am going to show you the simplest sweater pattern you've ever made. All right? If this is something you want to learn, let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get out our ADDI 46 and we are going to knit 4 tubes that are 230 rows each, all right? And I'll show you the yarn that I used. All right, so we are going to cast on our ADDI 46. This is the yarn we're using today. Super cute. Let's see if I can. There we go. There's the name. It's really pretty, guys. Look at it. Sparkly. Love it. I can't wait to see how this turns out. All right, so let's cast on our first row. Okay, so this is the way I cast on. You can cast on however you want. My last white, my first black is right here. I loop it around my last white. My needle goes down and locks it. Now I went in front of that, so I'm going to go behind the next needle. Then I'm going to go in front. Behind, in front. Behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front. We're zigzagging all the way around. This is called casting on. Loosen my ball. Okay, here's our last needle coming up. We should always end with it going behind. Okay? If it doesn't end going behind, then you didn't thread it right somewhere and you need to thread it over. Alright. 0 our counter. And we are going to do 230 rows. Alright. So I'll meet you back here when I get to 230. Okay, so I have my 230 rows. Now it's time to cast off. So we're going to thread our needle. Okay. So I have it, the last white needle locked down. So now we're going to start picking up the stitch right next to it. That's the first black pin. We're just going to scoop in with our bent needle like that and pick up that stitch. There you go. We're going to do this one by one. We're going to go slow all the way around and pick up all 46 stitches. All right, so I'll meet you back here when I'm done. Here we go. It's our last stitch. All right. So there's our donut. All right. So let's go to the table. All right. So let's open our donut. This is the inside. This is the outside. Isn't this pretty? Super pretty yarn. I love it. It's like an ombre. Let me show you which kind it is. This is it. Roll with It Sparkle by Red Heart. There you go. It's really pretty. And it did perfect in the ADDI 46. And the ADDI 46 is kind of picky, okay? Let's be honest. It is. And this yarn is like a dream going through there. No problems. All right. Let's turn this inside out and see how it looks. There we go. Now this is a kind of thin yarn. Do you see that? It's real drapey and pretty. This is like perfect for making clothing because it's not bulky. It's really nice. Actually, it's very nice. Look how it just, it's not bulky at all. I love it, and it's super soft and really pretty, sparkly. Okay, so I need to make another one of these tubes. Okay. Now, you know, it's an ombre, so the next tube is probably going to look different unless I open another one of these and start it. Which I think this one looks like the ball that I opened. So if I started this one from scratch, I could possibly get two panels that are really close in pattern. But it's like, what's the fun of that when you have all these pretty colors? So out of the first roll, this is how much I have left. Okay, so you see how big it is? And this is how much I have left. A lot. So let's see how far this will go when we do another tube of another tube of 230 rows. All right. I like it. It's really pretty. All right, guys, so let me go and make another tube. I'm going to use the rest of this yarn in the roll. And the colors are going to be different because it's ombre, but it's still going to be pretty no matter what. So let me go make another tube and I'll meet you back here. All right, guys, so we've finished our 4 tubes. Now, the next thing we're going to do is sew 2 tubes together. So we'll have 2 sets of 2 tubes sewn together. We will sew them together lengthwise on the long side of the tube. Okay, so we're going to start stitching our tubes together. So we need to make sure that our rows are facing the same direction. Do you see how these kind of go up like an arrow? Alright, so let's find the very end. And all I'm going to do is just take the very ends and go straight across and connect them, okay? So I'm going to do this first. Alright, so then I'm going to stick my needle in. I'm going to pick up 1 bar here. And I'm going to loosely stitch this. Okay, then I'm going to go to this side and pick up 1 bar. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to go back to this side, But we are now going to, sorry, I got strings everywhere, sorry guys. But now we're going to pick up 2 bars. So we're going to go into the same hole. And we're going to pick up 2 bars like that. You see that? We're going to go to the other side, and we're going to pick up 2 bars over there. Alright, and we're just going to keep doing that and move down our tubes, picking up 2 bars. We'll from this side and pick up 2, then we'll go to this side and pick up 2, then we'll go to this side and pick up 2, then we'll go to this side and pick up 2. Alright? Alright, so I have all of this area stitched. Now it's time to pull the yarn tight. See, it's nice and loose. See, it looks like V's. So all we're going to do is gently pull, and it's going to bring everything together. See, look. Let me try and zoom in closer for you to see. Okay, can you see that? So when we pull, there we go. See? Oh, it looks seamless now. There we go. The reason I'm putting my hand over it is I'm trying to keep it from being stretched. So I'm pulling it, and then there you go. So here's the end. You can see how loose that is. See? You want to do it loose, and then you'll tighten it when you pull the string. Okay. There we go. Look how good that looks. It's like seamless. So here it is up close. See how good that looks? So easy to do. Just take your time. Gonna pick up 2 bars at a time. Alright. Now something you do want to make sure is that you keep your rows lined up. Don't let your scarf or your tubes twist on you, okay? So I have to make sure that I keep this same row all the way down the tube on both sides. Alright, I'm going to keep stitching like that all the way down to the end, and I'll meet you back here. Alright guys, so now that we have our 2 tubes sewn together, what we're going to do is we're going to put those tubes over our shoulders. They'll be folded in half, of course, right? Because one part of the tube is the front, the other end of the tube goes to your back. So I need you to fold it over your shoulder and then measure where you want it to be sewn up the side for your armhole, okay? For me, I'm leaving 9 inches open for my armhole. You may want it bigger or you may want it smaller. So fold that long tube over your shoulder halfway and then go ahead and mark it where we're going to stitch the sides closed. Okay, so I have my second set of tubes now sewn together. See how good that looks? All right. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to decide which side of this I would like to sew my arm into. So I think I want to have my pink colors in the front and my blues and grays to the back. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stitch this together all the way up, but I need to measure 9 inches. So take our measuring tape. Let me get a little clip. Here we go. Okay. So my armhole is going to be 9 inches. So I'm going to put that there, and then 9 inches is right here. All right. So that means, let's move this up so you can see better. Sorry. So I'm going to leave that open for my arm to go through, and I'm going to stitch this closed all the way down. All right. Once I stitch this closed, and I'm going to stitch it the same way that we did it to put our tubes together. We're going to stitch the same way. Okay, so we'll come down here. And we'll pick up 2, 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 back and forth. All right. Once I finish stitching this, then I will stitch the backs together, which is going to be right there. We'll stitch that together right there, like that. See that? So let me stitch this side right here. I already have the other side stitched together. And once I stitch that, then I will stitch all the way up the back, all the way up to there. Okay? It's coming together. All right, I'll meet you back here once I get this sewn together. Okay guys, so the next step is we are going to sew our 2 sections together in the back. All right, so I've already put this on and I measured it where I think I would like it to be sewn. So that is at 21.5 inches up. So I'm going to sew from here at the bottom up to here, and then I'll try it on again and see if it fits good. All right, So this is the front. Okay. So this is how it's going to look. Now, where I have it marked right here is where I'm going to sew it up the front. See, I'm making it into a V-neck sweater. It's really cute, guys. Wait till you see it. Well, let me sew the back together first. Okay, let me sew these two sections together. See, it's two sections. Have them laid out. And let me sew this together from the bottom up to here. And then I'll try it on again and see how it fits. All right. So I'll get back to you as soon as I have that done. All right, so I have the back completely sewn together, right like there. Now you could leave it just like this and make it a cardigan, but I'm going to sew it up the front and stop right here. And it's going to be like a V-neck. It's going to be really cute. So let me sew the front of it together. Now, okay, so let me sew this together. And then I'll meet you back here, okay? All right, so the next step is to make the fringe if you want to have fringe on the bottom of your sweater like I have. So just take a flap off a cardboard box and wrap your yarn around it. And then you'll take your scissors and you will cut straight across anywhere on that wrap. It doesn't really matter. And then what I do is I take 2 strands of yarn and I will use my crochet hook right there to loop it into the bottom of the sweater through the knit, okay? Okay, so we're adding our fringe. So I take 2 strands of yarn. I pick 2 different colors. And I fold it in half. Okay, and let me get my crochet hook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hook through right here where I need to put a fringe. Okay, can you see that? And I'm going to take these 2 strands of yarn and I'm going to put them around that hook like that. Okay. Let me see if I can make this closer. So I have my hook. I put it through the area right where I want to put my fringe, okay? Then I take my 2 strands of yarn. I hook it on that hook. And then I'm going to pull it through. Like that. Okay, so there is my 2 strands. And I'm going to take the loop, stick the 2 tails through it, like that, and then pull it really tight. And then there you go. That's how our fringe is on. Super simple. Okay, so I forgot to tape this, but once I sewed all of my tubes together, the bottom was still open. So what I did is I just went along and I stitched it closed all the way around. Okay. So I just stitched it closed on the bottom. And then I put my fringe on. So let me fix this so you can see it really good. Look how cute that is. I love it. Alright guys, so as you can see, this sweater is so easy to make. You're just going to make 4 of your tubes on your ADDI 46. I made mine 230 rows. It comes down quite long on me, so if you would like your sweater to be shorter, maybe do like 200 rows. I am 5'3" and I usually wear a woman's size large. So this sweater is, I'm calling it a one size fits most because my husband wears an extra large and he's 6 foot tall, and I actually had him try it on just to see how it looked, and it fit him perfect. So if you are a larger person, you too can still wear this same sweater, but you can always adapt it by adding more rows or whatever. But remember, when you're knitting it, my yarn was very soft, so my sweater is very stretchy, so it can fit a lot of size people. So if you use a yarn that's really tightly woven, it's probably going to fit snugger. Alright, well, I just wanted to say thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel. Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel.